Call this meeting of the Brown County Commission to order. Commissioner Sutton, would you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. First on the agenda, we've got the hot mix for the highway, the bids for it. Good morning, Dirk. How are you?
I'm good.
Big Max is coming.
I think when you retire, you'll get as nice a story as Mary.
I doubt it. Or it won't be in the American News, it'll be in some lesser publication, maybe. Is that the rest of them?
Yeah.
Mad Magazine.
Yeah. Well, hot mix is first, correct?
Yeah.
Hot mix, we'll actually write it down because I'm guessing we're not gonna have too many bidders. The gravel and the equipment might get to be a little more than what we wanna mess with right now.
You got any double bevels we're gonna bid on today?
No double bevels.
No double bevels. Thank you, sir.
You know, when steel started fluctuating so much, that got really hard because if you call somebody, if you're gonna take an annual bid on that, they're gonna cover their butt for a change in price and you end up paying. That's one time the bid laws don't work to your advantage as far as trying to save the county money.
You just lost your glasses now?
Yes, well, I haven't lost them, I just don't have them with me.
About reach for his head. Heck to get old.
10 years ago, yeah, it wouldn't have mattered.
Okay, ready to go?
Yep.
Notice asphalt concrete plant mix suppliers, sealed bids will be received in the chambers of the Brown County Board of Commissioners, Courthouse Annex, Aberdeen, South Dakota, until the hour of 8:45 a.m., February 7, 2017. At said time and place, all bids will be publicly open, read, and considered for producing, furnishing all materials, and delivery of asphalt concrete plant mix materials for road maintenance and construction on Brown County systems of roads, FOB, Brown County. No deposit or bid bond will be required at time of bidding. Brown County will give notice to the successful bidder that his proposal has been accepted, and said bidder shall within 10 days thereafter enter into a contract with Brown County. And then it quotes SDCL 58662, and contract for asphalt plant mix materials shall be firm and will be in effect for a period of 1 year from April 1/17 to March 31/18. Bids shall include all applicable taxes and fees for materials furnished and/or installed by the contractor, and all applicable taxes and fees for materials supplied by the county. Brown County is exempt from all federal excise tax and state sales tax. Basis of payment, the accepted quantities of asphalt plant mix will be paid for at the contract unit price per ton.
That it?
That's it. Looks like you've got 2 of them.
Only 2?
We had last year. Oh, 2.
And the year before that, 2.
Nope.
Okay.
It's from Aberdeen Asphalt. Got 5580 for both the half-inch and 3/4 inch. And 85 for cold mix.
Interesting.
What was the first 2?
5580 for both of them.
Okay, thank you.
We don't use much half-inch, but once in a while we mess with it. And then 5 for the cold mix. That's from Aberdeen Asphalt. The other one's from Leans. And they're at 55 for both half-inch, and 3/4. And no bid on cold mix. Well, given that both prices are actually less than last year when we had the lowest price ever, I'd recommend that we award both of them, and we'll get them based on availability, volumes, and the location of the work.
So move.
Got a move from Hanson, is there a
Second.
second? Second by Feldheim, any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Well, it's nice when things go down a little for us, isn't it?
Sure.
It is.
Got some big projects coming up, so you'll need that.
What do you want?
His bid. Oh. And then I'll need,
You can have everything.
okay, well, you can take it for copies, and I've got it. Just bring the argument back. 'Cause
Next
don't you
on the
want
agenda,
copies?
we got the bid for gravel for highway.
I could make them, send them out to you.
That's all right. These two I'll bring them back today. I want them to fall in the black hole in my desk. What are we, is it gravel now?
Yes.
I'll hand you this, I don't know, we'll see how many, if it gets to be a little cumbersome here, this is a list of what we had last year.
Notice to gravel production contractors and suppliers, sealed bids will be received in terms of the Brown County Board of Commissioners, Courthouse Annex, Aberdeen, South Dakota, until the hour of 8:50 a.m. on February 7, 2017. At said time and place, all bids will be publicly opened, read, and considered for furnishing and delivery of 1 year's supply of road construction and maintenance gravel materials. No deposit or bid bond will be required at time of bid opening. Brown County will give notice to the successful bidder that his proposal has been accepted, and said bidder shall within 10 days thereafter enter into a contract with Brown County and furnish a performance bond in accordance with the bid as accepted or as required by Brown County Highway Superintendent. Bid shall include all applicable taxes and fees for materials furnished and/or installed by the contractor, and all applicable taxes and fees for materials supplied by the county. Brown County is exempt from all federal excise tax and state sales tax. Contract for gravel materials shall be firm and will be in effect for a period of 1 year, April 1, 17 to March 31, 18.
How many gravel do we have?
You can have it, I'll fill it out and then you can have it.
Okay.
Four?
Oh, that didn't help you, did it?
This bid's from Benke Sand and Gravel. His pit is northeast of Britain, and there's sometimes in the northeast part of the county there can be an advantage to him. He's got $4 for his gravel price, and then an assortment of other stuff. Who actually did that?
Oh,
Oh, Hanlon's.
oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. I was gonna say.
So if you go to Hanlon Brothers, Wadier Day County, they got $8.50 for 3/4 inch, and $7 for the base course. And then at the, do I have the Verdon Stockpile, Hanlon Brothers is $11 there as well. This is LG Everest. There's not a spot for them for gravel. You can write it on the bottom. I didn't know they were gonna pick gravel, but that's fine.
LG Everest.
LG Everest. L, the letter L, letter G, and Everest.
Where are they from?
The pit's about 3-4 miles this side of the interstate. We only go that far for seal material, but I guess if we ever, I don't know, how long we used to go for $5 gravel?
Just south of 12, until you get to 29.
$5, you said?
Yep, and then they also bid, which I apologize, I don't have a line for this either, the PE rock that we use for seal material, that we go over there to get, and they bid $4.40
Okay.
per ton. Doing all right?
Yep.
This is from Leans. Go down to the bottom there, they got $12.50 for both of those, 3/4 and base course. This, I'm assuming, is FOB at our yard then, right, or your yard? Your yard?
Are you talking the Summit material?
Yeah.
That could be your yard. Either or.
I mean, would you rail that in, or?
No, that's truck, but it doesn't matter if I dump it on my yard or your yard.
Okay. Leans also has a bid for, the P-Rock, and it's $21.50. Now, the difference there is their price is in Aberdeen, and that $4.40 is us picking it up out at Summit.
That was 21, what was it?
$21.50.
Does that make it about the same?
Let me look at that and I'll let you know.
What do you have?
Depends on how busy you're getting.
Well, just comparable, like when we get the red rock, remember the red chips, that's granite? The last time we ordered that, it delivered into our yard was $34 a ton. And we can pick that up, now you gotta go a ways, but we can pick it up in Millbank for $17. So, I don't know who's stashing profit where, Steve could answer that better than me, but, that's just to give you kind of an idea of the
Sure.
difference.
Profit, they're not doing it for cost.
Well, you know,
For the county, geez.
it's out of the goodness of their hearts. Okay, Jacobs, these are gravel, if you go over in the right corner, base course, Ryberg is $8.89. S Ranch, $7.31. The Gunther Pit, $8.14. Brecht Pit, $9.35. J Pit, which is at the top there, $8.14. The Anlicker Pit, which is, says it's McPherson County on your sheet, $6.43. You got another one in here you'll have to write in, and I don't know specifically where this is, but the name is Falkoll, Falkoll.
Probably McPherson County.
Yep. $6.43. Nothing for Stratford, and then at the Jacobs price at the Burden stockpile site is $10.98. Is that all of them?
Yep.
Well, that wasn't too horrible, so... I would move accepting them, all based on availability.
Move it.
Motion from Fishback, second from Sutton. Is there any questions on those bids? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Next, we've got the bid rental of equipment for highway.
Notice to road contractors and machinery dealers, sealed bids will be received in the chambers of the Brown County Board of Commissioners Courthouse Annex till the hour of 8:55 a.m. on February 7, 2017. At said time and place, all bids will be publicly open, read, and considered for furnishing full operation rental services of gravel trucks and road machinery for construction and maintenance repairs on Brown County projects for year 2017. Successful bidders will be working along with the Highway Department forces, Brown County Landfill forces, and Fairground forces to complete the projects. No deposit or bond will be required at time of bid opening. Brown County will give notice to the successful bidder that his proposal has been accepted, and said bidder shall within 10 days thereafter enter into a contract with Brown County, and said bidders shall then be required to furnish the following: certificates of insurance as per bid specifications or requested by Brown County. Brown County must be listed as additionally insured on all certificates of insurance. Contract for rental equipment shall be firm and will be in effect for a period of 1 year, April 1, 17 to March 31, 18. Bids shall include all applicable taxes and fees for materials furnished and/or installed by the contractor, and all applicable taxes and fees for materials supplied by the county. Brown County is exempt from all federal excise tax and state sales tax.
These we're probably gonna defer until I can go through them, but we'll,
Usually takes quite a while, doesn't it?
yeah. This is Webster Scale. They bid just about everything we got here: bulldozers, excavators, loaders, scrapers, compaction equipment, trucking. This is Sheehan's. They bid us a rent on a live bottom, monthly rent on a live bottom asphalt trailer. This is Hanlon Brothers. Same kind of thing, some bulldozers, excavators, loaders, trucking. Is this okay with you guys if we do it this way?
Yep.
There's a lot of stuff there to look at. B&B. Dozers, excavators, loaders, truck and trailer, off-road haul trucks, sheet piling hammers, sweeper trucks, all kinds of stuff. This is Kevin Bordon Trucking. He's got tractor trailer with a pup that he bids us.
Those are by the hour, not the mile, right?
Yeah, I should clarify a little bit. You know, we bid both bare operation and full operation. And full operation is like, we're gonna hire Leans to pave, or we're gonna hire Jacobs to do something in its entirety. I mean, they're just doing it, we're gonna rent them in a loader or whatever. And then you have bare operation, which you usually rent by the month, not exclusively, but that's when, okay, we need another loader for a week or two, and you go to an equipment dealer and you rent the loader, and then you run the loader. That's kind of the difference. So if you're doing bare operation, it's generally rented by the month or the week, and the full operation is an hourly rate. This is Butler. and they rent our recycling crusher. It's $25,000 a month, so you gotta go fast. We got lights around it. This is Aberdeen Asphalt. Bid is trucks for hauling asphalt and then paving and patching equipment. Liens. They bid all the stuff, dozers, excavators, loaders, compaction equipment, haul trucks for asphalt, and then all the paving and patching equipment. And this is Jacobs. Everything we got here: bulldozers, excavators, loaders, scrapers, compaction equipment, trucks.
I know we have our own miller, but do those folks offer milling service too?
Yep. We didn't bid it this year because we bought off of last year's bid here a couple weeks ago.
That's it.
I'd like to defer those till we can go through them, and I'll bring a bid tab in. Actually, next week I got the DOT research for it, so Kendall will probably bring the bid tab in and the the Beetle County culverts to buy off of that. So I would recommend we defer those till next week.
Move to defer.
Motion from Sutton,
Second.
seconded from Fishback. Any questions in the meantime? All in favor to defer, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank
Any
you,
other
guys.
questions for Dirk while he's here?
See, the gravel bid's a little higher, huh?
Yep.
Oh,
The asphalt is nice.
Mr. Jacobs, did you have a question?
The asphalt is nice.
Yeah, Max, I got a question of probably, I don't know whether to bring it up here or not, but I was confused on taxes, what we had to pay and what we didn't have to pay as far as the gravel goes. And where that enters in is if I deliver it and place it, there's taxes that have to be paid by the contractor. If the county furnishes the gravel and we place it, are we responsible for paying it? So I went online, or my wife did. She does. And we brought this up, and in there's some confusion on what it is or who pays what. And so my prices, I got nervous. I just included the tax on some of that, because if we had to come up with $20,000 in tax, it isn't included in the rental, it isn't included in the price, you know, especially if the county's furnishing it. So I'd like to see if we could clarify that a little bit. Maxine had included it in her advertisement that the contractors included all. So I'm not saying what's right or wrong, I'm just saying if we could get a clarification, then it would save me from getting confused.
So your bids have tax included?
All bids should have tax included.
Okay,
It says right in our bid that's what it says.
okay.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to scuff stuff, you know, things up, but
Make sure people know
here's
it.
some information from the
I know the way it works, Bob.
tax
I've been
department.
through this several times with you now.
But,
It just says you can have it as a separate line.
yeah, you can have it as a separate line item, and that would, you know, if it didn't include it, the bids would be cheaper.
Okay.
Gotcha. Thanks for the clarification.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But I'd like to point out that you're not, everyone's bidding off the same documents, correct? Is there something in our document that's wrong, that's a disadvantage to you?
No, it's whether it's right or wrong according to what the county's doing.
So that's my question. So are you citing something that the county's doing that's wrong or illegal?
Well, it's different than what the state has written down here.
So what we're doing has an issue, and I should have the state's attorney look into it, or?
Well, I did look at the example that the Department of Revenue has, and it appears to be confusing as far as what we're saying and what they're saying, and so I think that's one of the issues raised. We'll have to get to the bottom of it, I guess.
And you'll look into it?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Well, do we need to react differently on our bids then until we can address that?
It sounds like if it's a separate line item, it should be easy to differentiate between the pre- and post-tax.
Did everybody bid it separate up line item though? I don't know that it says you can, but did they?
I mean, the advertisement in the paper says you include it.
So then everyone bid it accordingly?
It's included
Yeah.
in the bids. There's no question for this year.
Yeah.
It's just in the coming future, how to handle it,
Yeah.
you know.
Sounds like we need to get clarification.
And then when you look at my bid and it jumps from one price to another price, you know, Tom's right, there's, you know, why would this happen? You know?
Because last year you included. Is that why?
Well, we didn't think so.
Okay.
We don't know. I'd have to ask the
Sure.
office people to see what happens.
That'd be good.
Gotcha. All right,
I'm
thanks.
not trying to cause any,
Oh, it's a good question to ask.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you.
All right, any other questions for Dirk
Thanks,
while
Bob.
he's here? Since we might not have him next week, in the meantime.
Yeah, how we make it. One other comment, you know, we had that large culvert, small bridge proposal that went to the Transportation Commission, and that didn't fare so well. The Transportation Commission is looking at it as, how does this help the state? And I can't blame them, I mean, that's their deal. Being at the county where we're between the townships and the state, you tend to look at the road system more of a, you know, it starts out in the field and it uses the township road to get to the county road to get to the bin or whatever, and then eventually to the state road. But we ran into some opposition from the municipal league, cooperatives, and some other folks that felt like that money was gonna be directly coming out of, you know, another program or out of Senate Bill 1 or something like that. So that was part of the problem. And we never got that far to find out where the money would come from, you know. But it was a good exercise, and it's a good topic. You know, Brown County would have got like $32,000, which I'm not scoffing at, you know, about 0.3% of the budget is what we would have got, and it's also not gonna affect what we're doing. We're still gonna do them anyway, so. But anyway, that's kinda dead for now.
Gotcha. All right, any other
Thank you
questions?
for the update.
Thank you very
Yes, sir.
much. Have a good day.
Thank you, guys. What's that?
What do you got the guys doing?
Hauling a lot of gravel.
Hauling
Since the
gravel.
price went up so far, we thought we'd get it all hauled fast before we have to pay the new price, so.
Still on the old price?
No, we've been hauling. Matter of fact, going back, I don't think we lost a day this winter yet. We were plowing snow some days, but we haven't had a full-blown snow day where we couldn't plow or haul or do something, so.
We've been pretty busy, huh?
Yep. All right,
Thank
thank
you
you.
much.
You bet.
Next on the agenda, Kyle Oswald, new building for BMX. Good morning, Kyle, how are you?
Okay, I'll just send one of these down each side. I brought the big one because it's kind of hard to tell on this smaller picture where we want to put our new building. With the acquisition of the new Boys and Girls Club, we're going to be having that building tore down next winter, and part of our campaign is having our new welcome center put up by our front gate. The problem where we want to put it right now is it's not on, it wouldn't be on our land. There's a small section of land that where the building would sit, where we want it to sit, that belongs to the county. And we need to know what avenues we can approach to either acquire or use that small portion of land for that building to sit on. Where the building we want to put, we actually will be owning the land to the east of the building. The land to the west of the building, which we had a parking lot added, which actually belongs to the county, which we did that a couple of years ago, I believe.
I think so.
So basically, there's a little stretch of gravel from our front fence to the concrete parking lot, and that's where we'd like to have our building set. And if you can't see it on that picture, I do have the bigger drawing if you need to see it. So it's not a real good indication on there.
You do a great service for the youth of this community, I gotta tell you that, Kyle.
Well, thank you. Thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
Is this the property?
Your location is where they all have access.
Yep, we're glad that we'll be able to put to rest the whole relocation questions over these years.
This is county property, right?
Home of our own, finally, so. But yeah, there's, off to the east again, that will be ours once we get the sale final with Boys and Girls Club.
I know people who travel from St. Cloud to come to yours.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Right after the entrance.
We'll have to look at the big picture.
Walkthrough, yeah. It's real similar to like the water park, except, they have their little ticket counter in the middle, but ours is an open walkthrough. So there's a building on each side connected by a canopy.
You said similar to what?
The water park, how you walk up, they have the little ticket booth, take that ticket booth out, and it'd just be a giant walkthrough. That's
Gotcha.
how this building would sit as well.
Okay. Can you pass the big one now?
Yes. Yeah, the small one is really kind of hard to tell how it sits on there.
And the county currently owns the property that the tracks sit in.
Correct, yes, yes, that is correct. Yeah, we're gonna own the land from our front fence up to First Avenue. That's the land that we're buying, the Boys and Girls Club.
Including the parking lot off to the east?
Off to the east, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not an exact straight line, but it's almost a line going right from, pretty much
Jogs a little bit here.
Tiny little jog, but it's
Yep.
almost a straight line all the way up.
Yep, yep.
That'd be a good addition.
Yeah, we're excited about not being hidden behind the building anymore, so.
You sure get a crowd.
We know it's gonna grow too, once it's exposure, and on race nights, you'll be able to tell the kids are on the track and all the cars in the parking lot.
Well, you got a good friend.
I was talking to the lady outside, and it's kinda cool because you have the Boys and Girls Club and you have the bike track, two youth organizations, and when this is all done, it's just gonna be a giant youth complex, really, I mean.
Good addition to the community.
So Kyle, remind me a little bit, give me a history lesson. I see Gary was pointing out which part is county and which part you guys are looking to purchase.
The county, the
What-
parking lot that the county allotted us a few years ago is just directly to the west. What you're seeing, that giant gravel area, that's actually county land. What we're looking for is just the little piece that the building would sit on.
Okay.
However, we can either work out a deal, or I don't know what needs to happen for us to have the ability to put that building there.
Sure.
So that's in the access parcel,
Yeah.
basically going up into the track.
Yeah, when you pull off of First Avenue, that's what you see. You're gonna drive right up to that building.
Any questions for Kyle? Are we able to keep the small copies, or?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
So we can walk out there and actually see it? and
Yeah, that's not a
check it
problem.
out?
Yep.
Because in
And-
essence, it's not a whole lot that you're looking at, it's just that
It's-
north part that.
Yeah,
you're
I think size-wise is like 35 feet by 60, close to.
This kinda shows too.
The building is 40 by 52.
Correct.
What you're saying.
Yeah, they own part. You said you have part of that land there, the building's for now,
A
right?
very small piece
Yeah.
of it is actually on our
When you
property
say the 40
line.
by whatever, and then 30.
It actually goes back into our property, only 5 feet.
What he's doing, because this is that parking lot area.
Yeah.
And you're looking for the land
They wanted,
by the county.
Obviously, we either defer that, but I mean, if it's something that we have to work out, a lease or
We have a
purchase.
problem with
or
that?
Basically, that building's right in.
The county's options are to make a donation, I think.
Okay.
You probably meet the charitable requirement.
Well, and this
Or it could be
definitely
just
is.
simply a long-term lease.
And then any rezoning stuff, that'd fall back on us to have that taken care of.
How are the other leases set up right now, for the other properties?
I don't know.
Do you know, Kyle?
Do you remember, Max, is it every 3 years we renew?
I think so.
I think so too.
For
the
the
parking area?
parking and for the track?
The,
Are they,
the land that we lease from the county is pretty much the track. Everything surrounding it at one point was either the county or now is the Boys and Girls Club. So we were parking off to the east, which was sold off to the Boys and Girls Club. So for us to survive and continue, we had to purchase the old land from them and then move our parking lot towards the front. And our track will actually expand a little bit too. We had to shrink it down quite a bit for last year and this year because of all the construction going on. So we need to get some of the length back to kind of more standard size BMX track.
sure.
But it's true that the new building will go on property, at least part of it currently owned by the county.
Yes.
Right.
That's what I'm asking, either for permission or however we can work something out, if we can.
Hate to see a permanent building go on a piece of property.
Correct, yeah, yep, yep. And this would be a permanent structure, because this is block with foundation and stuff, it's on a floating slab, so.
And none of the buildings in the current track area, none of those are permanent?
None of those are permanent, they're
Right.
all on floating slabs.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
more like concession first aid.
This would be, the one half of it is all concession stands. It seems kind of big, but right now, we have extra buildings where they put their stock and inventory stuff. We want it all in one building, so that the one side is all concession. The other side is gonna be where we have registration and also a bike shop, where we
Okay.
can sell used bikes. And it's not necessarily for the profitable business, but just if kids are interested in riding BMX, we'll have used bikes, we'll have some gear if they want to use it. So bike shop might not be the correct term for that, because it's not going to be like a business in there.
So it's like the youth that aren't able to buy brand new $10,000-$30,000 bikes. I've seen them that price.
Yeah, well, you can buy a pair of Air Jordans, but you're not going to dump the basketball. So, I mean, you don't have to go to that extreme.
So these will be bikes that kids can come
Affordable
in and
bikes,
buy,
yeah.
affordable bikes.
Yeah,
Okay.
correct. Which we started that last year, and it was wildly successful.
Yeah.
So.
Gary, how many acres is the track area? I talked to you about that last week.
Yeah, I had the...
And you own the track?
No.
Eric? You don't.
We own the
We own
land.
it, land.
The track itself, that land is leased to us from the county.
It's 273.50 by
290, I think?
by 178, 179 and 61. So it's a couple acres almost, I think. Or 1.5 acres, I think,
Okay.
is that piece. And then what he's talking about is actually Lot 1,
Yep.
which is the access
Yep.
easement.
Yep.
That's the 61-foot or 50-foot access easement that we have. Our total lot is 60.78, but they have a 50-foot access easement in it.
Right.
Any other questions for Kyle? I think we need to go take a peek at it.
It's a good
Yeah.
project.
No, you'll know exactly when you pull up where we're looking at.
Got it flagged off already?
No, not yet,
Okay.
no, but it's pretty, the way it meets with the concrete and stuff, it's just kind of easy to tell where we'd like to have it set.
Sounds good. Anybody else?
Good luck
All
in your
right. Well, thank
fundraising.
you for coming
Appreciate
in,
it.
appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Did you need both of these, or?
Does anybody have the other one?
Yep, I've got one here if you want to keep it.
I know where this one is, I think. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you much, have a great day.
You too.
All right, next on the agenda, we got Derek Ritchie, Fair Manager, to confirm new board members. Derek, are you with us? Good morning.
Morning, Eric.
How's it going?
Good.
So probably the quickest meeting, unless there's any questions. We're looking at permission and confirmation to reseat Janet Elson on a year-to-year basis to offset. That would take us from 21 to 22, which is up from 19 board members, which is what we ran the fair with last year. Positive is that we're adding more new people. So last year we ran with 19 people and 1 new. This year we'll be running with 22 people and 6 new board members.
You're gonna have how many people on the board?
28?
With 22, but out of those 22, 6 of them are new.
Oh, 6.
Oh.
I thought you meant you're gonna have 22 plus.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And last year we were
Okay,
19,
wow.
but only one new person. So we're moving in a positive direction of attracting new board members. So.
So what are you asking
If for confirmation to reseat Janet Elson for a 1-year term.
for a 1-year term?
The minutes had Mike Russell on it too. 3-year term for Mike Russell.
I think Mike we sat last time, if I'm not mistaken.
Did
That's
we-
the last time
Probably
he came
taken
through.
care of.
Okay,
Yeah, I think Mike was included with Val Dashwell, I
Okay.
believe, the last time he came through.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Is there any questions on that recommendation?
I'll move it.
Moved by Fishback,
Second.
seconded by Sutton. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Okay. Any questions for me before I leave?
The pause.
Are you ready for your photo?
No.
Okay.
When is it? Are you talking the AEDs?
Yeah, February 11th, I believe.
Okay. Do you want,
6:30 in the lobby, but I'll send you an email.
okay.
Good job on
Do you want to
securing
announce
those.
that? Yeah.
It's kind of a collaborative effort. I can't take credit for it completely. It was kind of Dr. Olson, who was also the team doctor of the Wings, and I were kind of going down parallel tracks over. We just started having conversations separately with why we didn't have AEDs, just based on the vast number of people that come out there, and especially with the growth of the senior day promotion and just kids in general and heat, not having that sort of immediate first aid background. So we contacted the foundation and contacted Vera, and they kind of went to work, and short story long, they donated 2. We had inquired about purchasing a 3rd, and then out of the blue, I don't know if we rubbed the genie's lamp or whatever, but they decided to fund 3 of the AEDs. So one will go in the grandstand for use year-round, one will go in the expo for use year-round, and then the 3rd we put in the Home Arts building, which we're kind of reevaluating. Do we want to take that out, during the winter and use that in another location, or just keep it permanent in there? So we'll have 3, which is the approximate adequate coverage based on the sheer volume of people that we have out there. So,
Kudos to you guys for getting that done.
team win.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Derek.
Have
a good day, Derek.
All right, that brings us to the end of our regular agenda. Max, you want to go through your list?
Okay, minutes from January 31st.
Moved by Hanson,
Second.
seconded by Sutton. Any questions on the minutes? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Was payroll?
Yes.
Yeah, it was. Claims
big
and
one.
payroll.
Move.
Moved by Sutton.
Second.
Seconded by Feldheim. Questions on payroll? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
HR report.
Move.
Second.
Motion by Feldheim, seconded by Fishback. Any questions on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
It was a co-relief resolution to release some properties, but the lien will stay filed against individual, and this property happens to be in a different county. We cross-filed a lien.
I'll move it.
Moved by Sutton, seconded by Fishback, in the amount of $452.25, Polk County. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
There was a resolution to adopt the PDM plan. That's pre-disaster mitigation plan.
Move it.
Motion by Fishback, seconded by Hanson. Any questions on that resolution? And it says it'll be submitted to the commission each year by November 1st. That's why on that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Set the hearing date for ordinance 170201, 464. It's Gertz rezone, and this is a joint city-county.
Move.
Moved by Feldheim, seconded by Hanson. Any questions on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Lottery application for Stratford American Legion.
Move it.
Second. Moved by Sutton, seconded by Hanson. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
There were 2 documents for insurance that need signatures. One was the drone insurance, and that's without the Terra and the camera. The Terra is terrorist insurance, and the one sheet you have to sign whether yes or no, if you want that coverage or not. The premium is $76, and then the drone insurance without the Terra and the new camera is $1,040.
Okay.
But we were gonna insure the camera also, weren't we?
Yes,
Wasn't
that's
that-
separate.
Okay, it's a
That's
separate
separate.
issue, okay.
We don't want terrorism, though.
Okay, no on that?
Can I make that a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Motion from Hanson
Second.
to cover the drone minus the terrorism insurance, seconded by Fishback. Any questions on the motion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. motion carries.
There was a Spillman update at $8,750 to enhance 911 mapping.
Move it.
Moved by Sutton,
Second.
seconded by Feldheim. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
That's all I have.
Okay. Gary, you have anything for us?
Just one other quick item, I just got a call for 4-H wants to do their annual fruit sales out of the Millam building, so they're requesting again, as they do each year, to use the building that day to have lunch and those kind of things too. So that'll be Tuesday, March 21st, if you're all okay with that.
Is that gonna affect the people that we're gonna move into the other part?
No. I'll move that we approve that.
Motion from Sutton,
Second.
second from Feldheim. Any questions on that? And I do have a sheet here. Who wants to purchase fruit from the 4-H'ers?
I do, so.
Do you? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Anything else for us,
No,
Gary?
that'll be all today.
We did have a brief meeting yesterday, just, talks continue on the jail numbers, trying to figure out what the different options are, whether we can, you know, we're getting a sample ankle bracelet sent up here, and we'll kind of take a look at that option, whether it's something we could use for some of our inmates. We were made aware here a couple weeks ago from Chris that it's just not gonna get any better, so any and all, options on the table if folks have ideas, and we'll continue to meet. We're thinking in the next couple weeks we'll put together a committee and just kind of lay it all out. What could we do financially and realistically with what we have to work with, and both short and long term with what the legislature may do. So just wanted to make you aware of that. And as far as speaking of the legislature, the only other thing I had a note on is we want to talk at all about supporter. Just the state association is currently watching House Bill 1075, which deals with the 3-mile zone around Aberdeen. Basically, I guess the intent of it is to take the zoning rights of it away from the city, give it back to the county. We were not involved in drafting that. I just heard about it here earlier in January, but it was interesting just because, I don't know about you guys, but I've had a lot of people with concerns and confusion as far as who deals with what when it comes to city-county jurisdiction.
So would that take the whole 3 miles away from the city then?
It would.
And how about the small cities that have 1 mile, would that take that away too?
I believe so.
Because Warner, you know, has 1 mile, and Frederick has 1 mile.
So is that bill specific to Aberdeen only, or is that?
Statewide.
No, statewide.
Statewide.
Yeah.
The only concern I have is that I just need to double check, and I haven't had time, and I'll do that today, is whether it's mandatory or if it's optional, so that if the city and the county want to work together to jointly retain that, but I don't know how it reads, so
Sure. Okay.
that's my concern.
Any other questions? It's in committee on Thursday, so I just want to make everybody aware of it and kind of go from there. I personally just like the idea something needs to be changed, whether it be all city or all county, just because there's so many people that are confused, what goes where, and like Gary, you could address a little bit the floodplain issues.
Yeah, basically what happens currently is that even though the city does the permitting for construction within that zone, they have to send them over here for us to fill out the floodplain development permit and approve that before it goes back to the city for the zoning permit. So that's just one of the things that's kind of been confusing for people, as well, why do they have to come over here to then go back there for their permits?
And also, they don't like it that they have no vote on what's happening. That's what the city does in that 3-mile zone to these
And it's always been a concern of mine too, that the cities can pick and choose what they want to enforce and what they want to police. And when I say police, law enforcement, they're only responsible for the 1st mile, but they still have jurisdiction over 3 miles. So they can kind of pick and choose what's best for them, and I don't think that's right either.
And that's what they've been doing with code enforcement also.
Yep.
All right, any other questions on that? We'll keep an eye on it, and I don't know if it's anything we feel like there needs to be something done or whatever, but...
I hope to learn more today, and I'll probably be going to Pierre to maybe even testify on Thursday on it. I'll deal with the association on that.
Sounds good. Keep us in the loop if you would.
Yep.
All right, anything from the folks in attendance today? Yeah, Larry?
Yeah, I just finished looking at the Department of Revenue fact sheet again, and looked at what we know, there isn't any problem. I mean, if people want to list the excise tax separately, they can, but if you decide not to, you get what you get, so.
Sure.
So I don't think there's anything we need to change as far as our process.
Are you gonna talk to Bob and Ben about it?
I sure could.
Would you?
Yep.
Thank you.
All
If
right.
there's nothing else, Rachel, I would make a motion to go into exec for contracts.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor to go into exec. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Hanson. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
You just want to keep this for your reference.
Okay, we will be back in session, and there was no action as a result of exec. Anything else from the commissioners? About the folks in attendance today? All right, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn till next week.
So moved.
Moved by Sutton.
Second.
Seconded by Hanson. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Boy,
Motion carries.
wonder